you doing today? I'm FrankieG, the Cooking Cowboy. It's a beautiful Sunday today, and today is March 9th. Well, not this week, but next week is St. Patrick's Day. So I figured I'd try to make something that was St. Patrick's Day themed. So what am I going to be making today? I'm going to be making shepherd's pie. Now, shepherd's pie is not that complicated, but there's a lot of prep involved. So what I did was I got all the vegetables pre-cut and ready to go. So I've been trying to come up with a little catchphrase, you know, like Emerald Lagasse says, BAM! Well, I wanted to come up with something of my own, something I was thinking maybe, pow! Kaboom! Kablooey! You know what? I finally figured it out, and I'm going to save it for later on when I taste my meal, and if it's worthy of it, you're going to hear what my new catchphrase is. So, let's get started. The first thing we want to do is we want to preheat the oven to 375 degrees. So let's go oven. We're going to go with just bake because this is a convection oven, and when you put it on like 375, it only goes to 350 if you use the convection portion of it. I don't need the convection portion of it, so we're just going to go with bake. 375 and start. All right, so let's get started. The first thing we want to do is we want to take our burner and put it on medium heat. Now, as soon as the pan warms up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of olive oil and 3 tablespoons of butter and get that melted. And then we'll hit to the next step. So it's been about a minute, so let's add some olive oil. A little bit more maybe. Here we have 3 tablespoons of butter. And I got rid of my garbage, so my garbage is going away. So we're going to let this melt. Okay, that's melted pretty good. So for that, we are going to add 1 onion, which I diced up, 1 cube of celery, 1 stalk of celery, which I just sliced. Let's get a wooden spoon out here so we're ready to go. And it says to use a ½ pound of cremini mushrooms, but nobody in the house likes mushrooms, so what I'm doing, I'm substituting about 5 or 6 ounces of chopped eggplant. Everybody likes eggplant. And to that, I'm also adding 3 sliced carrots. As you can tell, I'm using my caraway pan here. I'm going to mix that up a little bit. I'm going to lower the heat just a little bit. To maybe medium low, I'm sorry. Also to that, you're going to want to add a couple of cloves, 2 or 3 cloves of garlic, minced. I don't like to do the garlic early because it will kind of have a tendency to dry out. So what I like to do is do it fresh while it's cooking. So that we're going to mince. We'll put that in the sink in a little bit. Mix all that in. Also, what I want to do is add 3/4 of a teaspoon of dried oregano. Here's half. Here's 3/4 right here. Come here, you. 3/4 of a teaspoon of dried oregano. And I also want to add a ½ tablespoon of salt. Clean up my area here. Don't like a messy area. Let's stir all that in. Oh, it's so fragrant already. I just started. So we're going to let this cook for about 10 minutes to let it soften up, and then I'll come back in a few minutes. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes. let's get back over there. What I want to do is add in 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. I'm using Cento tomato paste. Pop the top like that. I'm going to put in 1, 2, 3. So that's 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. Now we want to stir that in, and we want to let that cook for about another 8 minutes. Now at the same time, I've got some potatoes going here. I'm going to be making mashed potatoes because mashed potatoes is part of the ingredients that you need to make shepherd's pie. So you want to mix this in. Again, I'm having it at a medium-low. Mix the tomato paste in good. And then you're going to let that cook for about another 8 minutes to let everything soften up. This is such a simple meal. So I've got that mixed in pretty good. Give it a shake, spread it out a little bit here so it cooks evenly. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the timer again for 8 minutes this time. So now after 8 minutes, we're going to start adding the ground beef and the rest of it. In the meantime, right here again, I've got some potatoes here heating up. I'm going to soften them up and make mashed potatoes with that. One more stir. And I'll see you in about 7 or 8 minutes. Okay, so they've been cooking about another 8 minutes. Let's get back over to the stove and add the rest of the ingredients. What we're going to be adding here is 1 pound of ground beef. We're going to be adding a 1/2 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. A little flavor goes a long way. And I'm also going to be adding 1/4 cup of beef broth. There we go, 1/4 cup of beef broth. So we're going to mix all that up. Potatoes are coming along nicely. So we're going to be doing this about 3 or 4 minutes to let the meat brown. I'm going to add a little bit of cracked pepper to this. There we go. Maybe a little bit more salt to this. Maybe a 1/2 tablespoon. That's good. Let's mix this up. So the meat is almost browned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut the heat off on here. And I'm going to push this back off the heat. So the mixture is pretty much ready to go. If it's a little bit undercooked, the meat, it's going to brown while it's waiting for me to get the mashed potatoes together. So let's get a fork test on these potatoes. I think it's good. Let's see. Yep, they're not mushy. So let's get them off the heat. Let's go get these drained. So now that I've got the meat vegetable mixture done, what I need to do is concentrate on the mashed potatoes. In the fridge over here, what I have is 3/4 cup of milk, and I have about 3 tablespoons of butter. So I'm going to put that in the microwave, let that go for about 30 seconds. And you want the milk to be warm and you want the butter to be melted, because you don't want to shock these potatoes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to mix them. That's good. So now I want to check my milk and butter, and I can see it's still kind of cold. I'm going to stir it up a little bit. Put it back in. Give it another 30 seconds. And it's just going to repeat the process until it's warm and softened. You don't want to overheat the milk, it can curdle it, but you want to get it nice and warm and have the butter melted. And then you want to slowly add that to it. So I've got the butter melted. I did it about 30 seconds, about 4 times. Of course, that's about 2 minutes. The butter's totally melted. The milk is hot. So now we want to bring this over here to the mashed potatoes. And also, I'm going to be adding a couple of teaspoons, just a little bit of fresh parsley. Something a little different here. So we're going to add this butter milk mixture, about half of it. And slowly start to mix it. Starting to come together a little bit. I'm going to add some more butter and milk. And add a little bit more. You gotta use your judgment on this. You can't just pour it all in because it could make it too loose. You know what? Pour the rest in. That's it. And then we're just gonna mix it up so it's nice and smooth. The recipe says it should be slightly lumpy, but I don't know about you, but I don't like a lumpy mash. Alright, so now all the hard part is done. I'm going to get this 2-quart casserole, bring it over here on the island. We're going to get the meat vegetable mixture. And we're going to put this into the 2-quart. Hey guys, everybody get in here. I'm going to put that into the 2-quart casserole. Good thing I cleaned the table because you're going in. You're not escaping from me. See the guys trying to escape? You're not escaping my belly. So, now you spread that out evenly, like so. So now we're going to grab the potatoes, the mashed potatoes, and you're going to cover the meat vegetable mixture, and the directions say to leave a 1/4 inch space around the outer edge. Now I don't have a tape measure here, so we're going to do this by eye. And if I don't leave a 1/4 inch space, I don't care. You don't care. I don't care. Alright? Mashed potatoes look really good. The whole thing looks really good. I'm getting excited because I think I'm going to be able to use my new catchphrase at the end. We're going to see. I hope you guys are getting as excited as I am. I'm really not leaving much of a 1/4 inch around the outer edge. But again, as the Ramones would say, I don't care. You don't care. I don't care. You don't care. Anyway, I digress. Maybe make a little bit of decorations here, a little fluffiness at the top. It's not necessary, but I'm one of them artistic types. So now, we just place this in a 375-degree oven for an hour, and that's it. Let's get it into the oven. Set the timer for 1 hour. Start. And that's it. So, in about an hour, we're going to get it out of the oven, give it a taste test, and see what we got. I'll see you in an hour. Okay, there's about 6.5 minutes left. Let's take a look at it. Oh my God, this is beautiful. Let's get it out. We don't want it to overcook. Oh, I'm going to put it on my little Cowboy trivet. take a look at that. Is that a thing of beauty? Golden brown. So, we're going to let this sit here for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then we're going to scoop some out and have some. So, I'll see you in about 10 minutes. Alright, we're back. It's been resting about 10 minutes, so let's dig right in and see what we got here. It's a nice color on the mash. Let's get some of that meat from underneath. Put this here. Alright guys, let's get a taste. Let's try the mash first. Ooh, it's hot, but it tastes creamy. Let's have a carrot. Well, that's good. Now let's dig into it. It's really hot. So, what do we think? Here we go. Oh my God, what do I think? Wow, an explosion of flavor. There you have it, that's my catchphrase, an explosion of flavor. This is tender, it's juicy, it's flavorful. Everything just comes together. Carrots are tender, the mash, well, it's just excellent. It came out perfect. I have no complaints whatsoever. This is a great recipe. Now, if you really want to get this recipe, go to foodnetwork.com and look for shepherd's pie. Look for anything that has to do with St. Patrick's Day. Wow, this is so good. Wow, that's worth 2 explosions. So I highly recommend you look this up and make this recipe. This is Frankie G, the Cooking Cowboy, signing off. I'll see you next time. I need to get one more bite before I go off. Wow, that is so good. Alright, I'll see you next time. Sayonara. Oh, and don't forget, if you like what you see, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. This is Frankie G, the Cooking Cowboy, signing off. See you next time. Sayonara.